Sup, people? It's time for another story time with Tyler. Today we're going to talk about the first and only time I ever quit the card game. Now, we all know Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, I didn't really quit by choice so much as necessity. Let me paint a picture, right? It's back in, I honestly don't know. I remember, like Frogs and Infernities. I know Lights were out. Around that time, that's the last thing I remember. I think there was another format after it, but yeah. I'm at my cousin's place. My two cousins. We're gonna call the older one. They're both younger than me, but the older of the two. We're gonna call him Hayden. And we're gonna call the younger one. We're gonna call him Augustus. Now Augustus was like 6, 7, 8 years old, something like that. Pretty young. And much like his namesake, Augustus Gloop, which I'm getting because his mother used to follow him up to the bus stop, after school, trying to pick him up, and would follow him and go, Augustus, save some room for later, because he'd be stuffing his face with some kind of snack. But he was a chubby lad, as was his brother. Runs in the family. So it's the summer, and Hayden and Augustus, half brothers, they got a trampoline, and they put the trampoline right next to their pool so that they could, jump off the trampoline into the pool. Not the greatest of ideas. Do not try that at home. Reserved for jackass. Because many injuries occurred because of this. And there was many losses. So Augustus had created this imaginary best friend. And he had drawn the imaginary best friend in chalk on the trampoline. I think that this was inspired by Chalk Zone and Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, because that was something that he watched around that time. So he makes his best friend, and he calls him Milkshake, and of course he's getting teased, by his older brother, and a little bit by me, just stuff like, oh, does your milkshake bring all the boys to the yard? Creative stuff like that coming out of us, young ones. Because their mom leaves, so I'm the oldest one there, and I'm sort of watching them and stuff. And I need to go to the bathroom, so I leave. I'm gone for maximum 2 minutes. I'm gone, and I just hear this earth-shattering, ear-piercing oh shit. Tyler, let me in! He's gonna kill me! He's gonna kill me! Help me, please! I didn't let him in. It was one of those old garbage doors with the terrible locks. So you can stick a quarter in, turn it, and it's open like that. But Augustus doesn't know this, but Hayden knows this. Hayden's older, he's smarter. So he does that, and he manages to get in, and he's trying to close the door, but Augustus has a broken rake that he's trying to stab Hayden with, and trying to hit him with, and he's busting it through the crack of the door, so that he can't close it. He ends up breaking it even more. By smashing it. So now there are pieces of broken rake in the bathroom as I'm sitting there trying to drop one. So, Augustus is outside the door, and he and Hayden are half brothers, and Hayden's black. So Augustus often would use that fact against him and insult him because of that. And this was no different. He just shouts, I only want the dark one! He's trying to get me to give up, Hayden, which, I would have, but was kind of in the middle of something. It's only a matter of time before he like breaks this thing, and Hayden's just terrified. So Hayden tries to make an exit through the window, and gets his he got his sweatpants caught on the window. So now I've got one cousin banging down the door with a broken like rake in one hand, trying to kill the other cousin who is stuck halfway out a window with his ass hanging out as I'm sitting there on the toilet trying to drop a deuce. You know. And by the time I'm done with that and I get out, I find out that Augustus has taken my bag that had my binders and my deck boxes and all of that, just thousands upon thousands, just like, of cards, tens of thousands of dollars worth of cards at that time, especially like adjusted till now and what they're worth. Like, we're talking like first ed JDs, like, and stuff like that, just like pages of cards like that is worth a lot, and he took the whole bag and dumped it into the pool as retribution for Hayden's crime against him, which was jumping in the pool so fast, so hard, and so heavy that his fat ass caused all of the water to jump up and out onto the trampoline, where it abruptly washed away Milkshake, putting a sad and abrupt end to his short life. That's the story of why I quit Yu-Gi-Oh! The first time, or as most people that know me know it as the Milkshake story, or Milkshake Gate. One of my friends is so enamored by it that, she, being Gator, sent me this ugly red sweatshirt wearing ass bear. So let's take a moment here. Rip.